Alright, here we go folks, Rearvid's back again. Just going to do a quick video tonight, just something I conjured up this afternoon. I thought I would go over the amazing works of Walter Hill. Now this guy did some absolutely astonishing films, and no doubt most of you guys watching this have probably seen like all of these, but I just kind of felt compelled to go over these. Now I did go on about this last week, Southern Comfort, and as I was saying, I've only got this cheapy DVD. But in saying that, the print quality on this is actually quite good. Now, the cast alone on that is absolutely amazing. Now, it's basically the National Guard boys, and they're out training in the swamps of, I can't even remember where, sorry. And, I don't know, they're just clowns and they're fucking around and stuff like that. And, you know, some of the locals are out in the swamp at the same time. So they decide to steal these canoes and paddle away on these canoes, and one of the young cunts from the National Guard has an M60 and it's loaded with blanks and, you know, fucking around sort of thing. He sees the locals and aims at them and fires away with the M60 with the blanks. Obviously nothing shoots out, and you know, the locals don't know that. They think they've been fired upon. So they return fire and they kill the captain of these National Guard boys, and then from there on in, kind of like a cat and mouse game through the swamps. And the National Guard guys get picked off one by one until the ending, which I won't give away, but yeah, it's just an amazing film. And of course, the Warriors that Imprint Films here in Australia put out in that box set. And honestly, guys, I don't think they even should have bothered with the director's cut, because I don't know anyone that likes the director's cut. You know, it has the animation bits spliced back in, all that sort of stuff, and, you know, everyone just likes the regular one, you know. Sorry, the theatrical cut, sorry, is the preferred one. The director's one's ridiculous, and it would have saved us a lot of money as well if they just stuck to the original theatrical one and do away with the other fucking nonsense, you know what I mean? Now, another two favourites of mine is 48 Hours and another 48 Hours with, of course, Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy. And check this out, on the Blu-ray, they have Eddie Murphy there under Nick Nolte and Nick Nolte written under Eddie Murphy. And these are fantastic. Great action films. And I actually prefer number 2, another 48 Hours, as opposed to part 1. It's just got more action and more violence and stuff going on. And yeah, there's not much point me crapping on about the script of these. You guys have no doubt seen them, but just amazing films. I did actually watch these not too long ago, and I'm kind of compelled to watch, I don't know, another 48 Hours again tonight. I may do that, I don't know. Extreme Prejudice with Nick Nolte and Powers Booth. I mean, I did kind of notice that Walter Hill kind of reuses the same actors and shit like that. But yeah, this is fantastic as well. I'm due a rewatch of that, and I'm well due an upgrade to Blu-ray. Unfortunately, I've only got the VHS, but like I've told you guys before, I sort of came into the DVD and Blu-ray market a bit later than everyone else, because at the time I was still collecting tapes, so I'm still doing Mr. Catch-Up in that regard, but I'm slowly getting there, slowly upgrading as we go, and you know, as I get a Blu-ray and such, I'll sell off the tape. Now, another one that, I don't know, you guys are going to laugh, but I didn't even know this was a Walter Hill film until recently, until I started to research, you know, what Mr. Hill had actually output. And this is another fantastic one, of course, with Schwarzenegger's and Belushi, and yeah, it's another one that I now watch every year. And the Studio Canal release here, the Australian release, is actually pretty good, man. The sound and picture quality on that, it's really great. So it's a good one to catch up with. Now, The Driver, I don't know what I can say about The Driver. This is fantastic. Ryan O'Neill, Bruce Dern, and Isabella Gianni. I mean, again, you've got this fantastic cut. And this is the thing with Walter Hill films. He doesn't fuck around. Like, he really, you know, casts high-end people in his films. He doesn't take shortcuts in that regard to, you know, his cast, if you will. And this is fantastic. The Driver, obviously about a getaway driver and such, and it's honestly really quite violent. extremely well scripted. I'm not a huge fan of Bruce Dern. I don't really know why, but he's actually pretty good in this. And again, this thing is absolutely fantastic. There was an Australian Blu-ray as well, but the print quality on it is absolutely appalling. So I ended up going for this UK Blu-ray, and it's fantastic. The quality on that is simply amazing. And I cannot recommend The Driver enough. It's another one that I watch every year. Now, this may surprise some of you guys as well. Now, this is actually a Walter Hill film as well. And it has Stallone, and from memory, the enemy in this was Jason Momoa. It's been a long time since I've seen it. But this was actually quite good for a sort of like modern day action film. It was actually quite well done. And it was, again, quite violent. But, you know, that's Walter Hill for you. But yeah, I mean, I recommend this one. It was, as I say, it was a fun film. A lot of violence going on. Script-wise, it was pretty sort of threadbare, you know. But that's just the way it is. I mean, it's obviously not as good as 80s actioners and shit like that. But it's honestly well worth a look. Trespass again is another good one, and here we delve back into me going on about the cast. I mean, you got Bill Paxton, Ice-T, William Sadler, and Ice Cube all in one film, and this is fantastic. If you don't have it, do get your hands on it. Now, this is DVD. I don't actually have a Blu-ray of it, but again, print quality on that was like more than good enough for me. He also directed this one. I can't remember. I think it was like the 70s from memory. Hard Times, with Charles Bronson and James Coburn, and of course it is, you know, the sort of box for money and stuff like that. I mean, Bronson's sort of down on his luck. He can't get a job and all that sort of thing, so, you know, he does what he does best. He fights for money, and that's how he gets by. That's how he feeds himself. So in that regard, I kind of found that quite an interesting film. Alright, so that's it. That's all I have, folks, in terms of Walter Hill here at the moment. But, as I said, most of you guys have probably seen all these anyway. But seeing that I love these films so much, and I love Walter Hill's work, I just thought I'd go over it. So we'll wrap it up, and I'll see what I can come up with for the next one. I don't really know what I'm going to do, folks, but I'm sure I'll come up with something. Alright, signing out.